What's up, YouTube vinyl community? Will here with Southern Grails, back here with another video. Hasn't been that long, but man, the digs have been absolutely crazy. So I got a great stack of some great records to show you guys. First, I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys follow me on Instagram. I do weekly eBay auctions. I try to specialize in rare original presses of just great music, but also some good, you know, I got the good filler stuff and normal stuff too. So I made a trip the other day to Augusta, visited a few places out there, and found some incredible records, man. Met some great people. But last week, I ended up reaching out to some people and did some incredible trading. Let's skip all that, man. First, let me show you some of the great stuff that's gonna go in next week's auction. So this is some great stuff that I found just yesterday. I really want to keep some of it, but man, let's get right into it. First up, man, Link Ray and the Raymen. There's an original press on Epic. Seminal rock and roll, rockabilly. It's just really tough to find. This one's tough to find in good condition. This is probably a weaker VG, but a really cool copy of some Americana rock that's tough to find. In that same vein, Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps. This is original. I think this is 58 on Capitol. This is a clean pressing. So if you really like that late 50s, early 60s rockabilly sound, this is a tough one to find clean. But that one, that's a really good one. Let me turn this down so I don't get flagged. Everybody knows this. The White Heat. This is Velvet Underground. This is an original. I think this is 60. Oh, what year is this? 68? 69? That's embarrassing. I should know that. Very popular album, but it's gonna go up in next week's auction. This one, I'd never heard about this before. But this one was sealed when I got it. It's called Heavy Balloon. 32,000 or 16 ton. That's what it says on the labels. But yeah, this is a seal. This is like some it's like some blues psych. It's really cool. Check out that cover. Allegedly all these people with their names on them, looks like there's about a dozen or so. But you look at some of the names of the titles: Led Zeppelin, Ode to Sergeant Pepper. But yeah, but really cool. Kind of rare too. Yeah, this will be up in next week's auction too. Okay, man, I'm gonna try to make this quick. Lem's Beat, Lem Westchester. This is, I think, 60 or 61. New Jazz, Oliver Nelson. If you like the vibraphones. Who else is on this? Wendell Marshall on the bass, Art Taylor on the drums. It's a really nice lineup. Really tough to find. Blue Mitchell, Out of the Blue. This is an original 50, come on. It's an original 58, really clean wax. Oh, the kids are going crazy. Really clean. I really want to keep this, but the cover's got a little wear, man. This is great jazz. When I seen this is the price on this was unbelievable. I had to snatch it up. Red Garland's piano. This is original 57, 50th Street. Just lovely, man. Piano trio from Red Garland with Paul Chambers and Art Taylor. You know, that was his original trio, starting in like 1956. Really nice one. It's got some crackle, but it's a good play copy. And this one, man, I was so close to keeping this one if it was just a tinge cleaner, because you know I'm a snob, so it's gotta be clean, right, man. But this is the Johnny Griffin sextet. Look at that lineup, man. Donald Byrd, Pepper Adams, Kenny Drew, Wilbur Ware, Philly on sticks, original Deep Groove. So close to me keeping it. It's a really great copy. This is a fantastic Riverside. Okay, so that's just a little taste of some of the stuff that I got coming up in this next week's auction. Here's some of my keepers. So right off the bat, I'm gonna get the stuff out of the way that y'all don't care about, but it's a special place in my heart. Some classical. This is Nathan Milstein Masterpieces. This is either a 69 or 50. Look how clean that is. But it's a mono. The stereo copies of this go for north of $500. But this is still, it's doable. It's doable until I can find that stereo copy, which is near impossible. Woo! Andre Navarre doing some Locatelli and Boccherini, original French pressing. Now, if you're out hunting and you see this cover, this exact cover, but it says Bach, it'll be a box set. Don't let that go by. Those can go for about $1,000. But this one here is really nice, really rare, really hard to find. It's that more Baroque style classical, but still, Andre Navarre is a great cellist. Happy to have that one. All right, let's get into some better stuff. That's all the classical. This one here, buddy of mine, John, did some wheeling and dealing, and he had this amazing soul funk record. I think they're out of Florida. Rayfield Reed and the Magnificence. Yeah, look at that. I think this is out of Florida. No, Nashville, Tennessee. Muscoozy. Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. Just great. I mean, just look at that cover. The cover tells you whatever sound you hear judging by this cover, that's exactly what this is. It's just great. It's got sweet soul, it's got funk, baby making music, and it's got dance music. Really, really rare. Just a phenomenal soul record. Woo! Now, recently, if y'all follow me, I did a big house clean out several months ago, dude, and I found a bunch of this label. And I've never really had any in my collection, except a few, but it's Norgren Records. Now, this is West Coast Jazz. I think this is 56. Look how clean that is. These are tough to find clean, but man, dude, this has got Stan Getz, Conte Condoli, Shelly Main, Lou Levi, Leroy Vinegar. That really contemporary label, West Coast sound. Beautiful. If you're following my auctions, I had some really nice Stan Getz on this, some 1955 stuff, and I got a really nice box set up now. Really nice, really good label. Charlie Parker did a lot of this, a lot of that early bebop stuff. Man, this is a phenomenal. Starting to transition into that hard bop sound. This is a great one here, man. Before they were the Counts. They were the fabulous Counts. Jan. This is an original mono promo. Now this is like if the Meters and King Curtis got together. Not quite as Bayou Funk as the Meters, but really great. Just and I think they do a few covers on here. I was listening to it the other day. Heavy saxophone, which I love. I really like King Curtis. Yeah, they do Hey Jude. They do Soulful Strut. Scrambled Eggs, Mose Davis song. Yeah, It's a Man's World, James Brown. Really good. I mean, the Counts did some stuff in the 70s too, which is a little more funkier, but man, this is in my wheelhouse, man. Just a jam session, great guitar, great sax. Love it. The Fabulous Counts, it's their debut. Speaking of debuts, woo, Leroy Hudson, Love, Oh Love. It says promo sticker, but it's not a white label promo, but that thing is, oh, cherry. This is your grand folks. You know, you were probably conceived to this record. This is baby making, sweet soul, a little funk, just beautiful soul record. Really tough to find, clean. Leroy Hudson had an amazing catalog. And if you don't know about him, get off the couch. All right, man, we're getting into some really nice stuff. So a buddy of mine, Greg Heath, if you follow him on Instagram, it's Needle in the Hay vinyl. So he has all kind of great stuff. He has a booth at a place called Motherlode, and he's always got great stuff, clean, just a wide range. And we did some wheeling and dealing. Check out what we ended up trading. First up, Ornette Coleman. Shape of Jazz to come. Original stereo, super clean stereo pressing. Now this album had kind of not eluded me, but when I reach out and kind of listen to records that I'm tempted to keep, you know, sometimes and fault of my own. Sometimes I don't listen to the whole thing. I'll spot play stuff and listen to tracks here and there. And this is more than just free jazz. This is an amazing jazz record. So ahead of its time. I was on the fence about it, but then when I listened to the whole thing all the way through, yeah, I see why now it's so collectible. Really great. I'm really happy to have that copy. Okay, dude, I've seen this. I've never had one in person. Jackie McLean, Jackie's Bag. Now this is a very later second pressing. It doesn't have the deep groove, but it's got the ear. It's clean. It's Blue Note, RBG. Need anything else? It's more of a compilation, but Donald Byrd, Sonny Clark, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones, Blue Mitchell, Tina Brooks, Kenny Drew, Paul Chambers. I love how they cross out Art Sailor. It's really Art Taylor. Just gives it a little, you know, just a little humor, but incredible. I might end up putting this up. I'm gonna spin it for a little while because it's clean and it sounds phenomenal. But you know, I'm a stickler. I really want that true first. But I'm gonna enjoy this for a while. But stay tuned. Maybe in the next month or so, you might see that one on the auction block. Okay, down to the last few here. Dude, I've been after a copy of this for a long time. My boy Greg, shout out, man. We did some wheeling and dealing. These next two are ones from him. This is Everybody Digs Bill Evans. Deep groove, Riverside, but it's got the ink, so this is like a very, very near second pressing. I think I'd say still 59 because it has the deep groove. But man, oh, this is such an incredible album. Particularly the track Peace Peace, which I've heard that on an amazing system, and it damn near brings tears to your eyes. But just a seminal Bill Evans. And the main one that I got from him that I was just unbelievably floored to have. I've missed out on this on auctions quite a few times. They can reach exorbitant amounts of money, but I see why. Rarity, great jazz, great music, great lineup. Kenny Dorham and the Jazz Prophets. Original, 56 on ABC with the groove. Man, yeah, when you've got you got J.R. Montrose on tenor, Sam Jones on bass. Unbelievable jazz record. Now it's you know, ABC, not really known for jazz, but with that lineup, this sound, it's a must-have. It's a must-have. There's a later pressing that doesn't have the deep groove. It's like 1960, 61, which you can still find relatively cheap. You know, probably a clean one still costs you a couple $100, but seminal, man. Kenny Dorham, love him. Okay, these are the last four. Okay, I know who the piano player is on this, but I wasn't really familiar with the other guy. But this is Steve Kuhn and Gary McFarlane, the October Suite. This is an original, man. Mono promo. Unbelievable. Steve Kuhn, legendary on the on Pete LaRocca's Basra, which is a legendary Blue Note. His style of play it's lovely. What else can I say? Gary McFarlane did all the compositions on here. It's different. It starts out more contemporary. This is 1967, but it starts out with kind of strings and a little more melodic, almost like a movie soundtrack. And then it comes into some swing and bop, and Steve Kuhn, just an incredible piano player. Super stoked to have that one. I bought a small collection here locally, and this was among it, and I never even heard of this guy. Record called Benzatine, and the guy is Osamu Kitajima. Now this is an original 76 U.S. pressing that originally came out in Japan, but this guy here is a multi-instrumentalist. That's him right here. Dude, he plays damn near everything on this. He plays the harp, keyboards, drum, some of the bass. Just it's incredible. This is one of those albums that you call an experience, because it really is. It's not like anything I've ever heard in my life. He's got kind of, I've actually put a few of his on my want list when I was listening to it, and some that was only released in Japan a few years earlier than this. Really can fetch some money, but it's just, you just gotta stream it. You gotta, if you're not familiar with it, it's unbelievable. Probably my favorite record out of this whole batch. And you can find these US pricelings relatively cheap. You can find a really clean one for, about $75, but must have, man. This is an incredible record. All right, last two. Never heard of this guy. Shout out to Gransky Records in Augusta. This is just a crazy rare, like folk psych, blues rock kind of album, but it's one of those where this is the only thing that he put out, and then kind of fell out of obscurity. This is Denny Gerard. This is on that Durham Nova, which I think was kind of like a budget offshoot of Durham. Anyway, 1970 or 71, I believe. 1970. So 1970. I think this guy's Canadian. Anyway, he was a student in South Africa. I think he was Canadian, but did this recording in the UK. Anyway, I'm butchering it. The sound of this, check out that cool back cover too. If I had to describe the sound of this, I would say, and kill me in the comments if you like, it sounds like if 1974 John Lennon wrote songs for 1968 Bob Dylan. Does that kind of make sense? Really great folk. It's got harmonica in it. It's got some tinges of blues rock in it. But a few of the songs really interesting. They start out very, very folky, but on a few of the songs, the last 25 to 30 seconds come in with some killer fuzz guitar. It's just like it. I haven't heard anything like it. If they would have started the tracks like that, it would just made it a completely different record. But it's so cool. They start out folky. It's really good. Great harmonies, which why I say gives it that John Lennon kind of feel. Just if you play it and listen to it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. And then some of the songs end with this really great fuzz guitar riffs. It's really great. It's called Sinister Morning. Really happy to have that. Okay, last one. I've known about this band. Their first two albums on Vertigo can go for, hundreds of dollars. Their first one I've seen go for $1,000. But this is, I believe this is their last one. It's a little different. This is Gravy Train. Staircase to the Day. Original 74 on Dawn. Now this one is a little more, it's got a little more groove to it. It's got a little more of a funk groove. The riffs are a little bit better. Some of the lyrics are a little cheesy. When I was listening to, some of the tracks before I was, contemplating keeping it or putting it up in auction, and comparing that with their first two. Like I said, this one just got a little more groove. It's got a little more, it kind of makes you bop your head a little more. And I was reading some of the comments how it kind of has, the vocals kind of have that hair metal sound. I don't give a shit. Yeah, the music is great. You call it cheesy if you want, but in comparison to their first two, I'm gonna give this one the nod. Gravy Train, I still love to get their first two, but that's it. All right, guys. Quick video, 20 minutes to help you escape your life. Again, I appreciate all the new subscribers out there. I'm going to keep going out there, keep hunting, bring that good stuff. We'll see you.